All right. Hi, I'm your host, Oraldo, for It's Tejano Time,
And I'm Nemo with Tejano USA.
and you're listening and watching Tejano Talk. Nemo, I'm excited to see our guest. All right.
Yeah, hello.
Yes. I
Royalty
missed,
there.
I, again, you know what? Everybody that watches our show knows I've been gone for 20 years, and then we started this.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I didn't know Chente before
Yeah?
before I came back, and slowly I started hearing about Chente and stuff like that. And you know what? Let's get. Whoops, I've
Yeah, he
got
was
to.
never in the limelight, man. He was the guy behind the scenes. I mean, he was,
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? Let's just bring him on. Okay,
let's do it.
Chente, the infamous. Okay, here we go.
Yay, yay, yay.
Barrera.
What's going on, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. I'm excited. I've been watching. I do the research on this show. Nemo comes on and he does what he does. He does his Nemo thing in
Yeah, and to
front
be
of me.
honest with you, I don't see how people need to research anything. I mean, you're from day one. I mean, you were. I know you're a great musician. I know you're a drummer. I know you've been with
Great singer.
like I don't know how many bands you've been with. But I want to know the backstory on all of them, though.
Well,
Not right.
it all started because my dad was a musician. My dad, he sang with David Lee y su
Yeah,
grupo
right?
musical before they were the musicales, right?
Uh-huh.
I
Um,
have that in my notes.
yeah, so my dad was always, a weekend warrior, right? I mean, he'd work during the week, and then on the weekends they always had gigs here and there. And I was that kid that would, fall asleep middle dance and be on the chairs, and I was under the table, asleep because my dad was still playing. And I mean, at that time, all the quinces, all the weddings, everybody had a live band. It wasn't like DJs do it now, right? So we were always out somewhere. It was a church festival, it was a wedding, it was a quince, it was some kind of an event, and so I was always there. And for whatever reason, I really, really got into the drumming thing,
You
and
got baptized into Tejano music.
yeah, so I was
Are we
always
talking
like,
this in the '80s? Was this the '80s
this is
or
the early '80s,
early
yes.
'80s? Okay, all right.
So so I'm there, and then of course, you start being that roadie. You start helping the drummer set up, tear down, that kind of thing. And I just started
Yeah.
getting into it until finally, I started, playing. I would so check it out. I always tell the story. People freak out, but I remember we had this love seat, right? Everybody had that love seat with the flowers and all that from the '70s. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so the love seat was my drum set, right? So you could see
Okay.
Okay.
the two cushions, and then the backrest. That,
Oh,
those,
you
that
would
was my
play
drum
that.
set.
Okay. When you're a little kid, you would play
Yeah,
it.
so I'm a little
Okay.
kid, right? So that's
Yeah.
my drum set. Like, in my imagination, I'm thinking that's my drum set. And I remember I saw one time where the drummer put a stick, he put a cymbal on the stick, right? So it would kind of fit,
Right.
And so I got these, you know, I, when I would help these guys out or whatever, they here you can have these sticks, they're all
Nice. So,
beaten up and eaten up and whatnot. So, but they were okay, and they were good enough to play with. So, I,
Right.
I put one on each end, and I put the cymbals on there. And again, when I would see a guy who would crack a cymbal and he's that one's no good, I'm gonna leave it behind. Well, I would take it because hey, that's a cymbal, man. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, I started playing on that. And I started to learn, and then finally, my dad one Christmas they surprised me and they said, "Hey, go to the back room, and there's a little surprise for you there. That's your Christmas. I got here early." Well, it was the real drum set.
Oh
And I
wow.
was like, "Oh man, now I'm in it." I mean that was like like when you see a movie and that scene comes out and you hear the music, that's what happened to me. My eyes got big. I mean, it was just like wow. So I said, "Man, I gotta take this serious." So
Oh yeah.
we had a stereo back in the back room. We had like a little, my dad had like a little man cave sort of thing, and there was a stereo with a phonograph on it. We play albums after album, and we were big Roberto Pulido fans.
Oh yeah.
We were hearing those albums constantly. I mean, among other artists like Steve Jordan, Tony de la Rosa, Little Joe La Familia. There's a number of my dad's favorite was Agustin Ramirez, and
Okay.
so we would hear that all the time. So as soon as I get home from school, I would I'd throw the backpack on the bed and go right to the back and just start practicing and playing, and that's how that kind of got started until I started to. I was a quick learner. So I
Yeah.
started learning all the songs that my dad would play with the band he was playing with.
Yeah.
The name of the band was called Monte Carlo, and they were a local group from here, from San Antonio. He was doing the thing with David Lee for a while, and
Right.
then he
Yeah,
got in an accident. He got in a car accident, and I remember he had hurt himself. He hurt his ribs and stuff, and it was right at the time when David Lee was getting his break. You know,
okay.
he was unfortunately he missed out on going on the road because at that time Roberto Pulido was
Hit.
nonstop. Man, they were on
Oh
tour.
yeah,
They had two buses. I mean, they were happening, and so at
yeah.
that time he
I
took
heard it.
David Lee under his wing,
Yeah, I
and they
heard
were
that.
just going to start on the road, and they were going to do all this
Can you
big.
let him finish, please?
I'm
Okay,
He
sorry.
wants to interrupt. He wants to interrupt you, man. But
okay.
you're doing the story and like he wants to
I
interrupt. You. Go
I
ahead, finish.
interrupt a lot
Yeah, yeah.
because
Oh,
I
okay.
well that Nemo's saying he's telling me not to interrupt, but you know what your dad and David Lee played with Roberto Pulido for a while, right?
Well, no, they didn't play with him. They just opened up for him.
Okay, that's what. Okay,
David
that's
Lee's
why I
group,
was
yeah,
curious.
they were opening up for the Clásicos in those days because Pulido would come to this place called the Kicker Palace. It was this big saloon in Poti, of
Okay,
course, where David Lee's from, and they would come at least once every other month, and I mean they would pack the place, and we would go see him everywhere else, and I mean we were big fans. I mean but during that time, like I said, he was with David Lee, Roberto Pulido's dad, Chune, que en paz descanse. He he actually offered David Lee, hey, look, you guys want to come on the road with us? We're going to be doing all these cities, and we need an opening act. So that's where David Lee kind of got his big break. Well,
okay.
around that time is when my dad had that accident, so he
Oh,
couldn't go on the road. But he suggested to them, and I remember they went to another guy who was a promoter in San Antonio. His name was Delmiro Garcia, who also passed a while back. But they asked him, hey, who do you recommend? Who do you think? And it was this guy named Ramiro Herrera.
okay.
So they went and knocked on his door, and like they say, the rest is history.
Yeah.
But so my dad stayed behind. He finally recouped. He finally got, and he got in with a. Actually, it was funny because the the band that Ramiro Herrera, which everybody knows is Ram,
Right.
um, the band that he was singing with, my dad got in with that band, and they were
Ooh,
called Monte Carlo. So
okay.
basically, they traded places. You know what I'm saying? And so my dad worked for the city, so it kind of worked out because I think that if he would have gone on the road and stuff like that, I don't think he would have been able to take the days off and all that good stuff because my
Yeah.
dad worked for the city, like I said. So anyway, I think like they say, God works in mysterious ways. So it happened that way, and so he was with this band until the day he passed. He passed in 1984
Oh,
around
wow.
Okay.
Christmas time. I was
Wow.
8 years old, and so it was just. Something that happened. Unfortunately, he was at the wrong place at the wrong time at a
Yeah.
bar, and what can I say, man? I always thought I need to finish what he started,
Yeah.
because like I said, he was always playing. He's my biggest influence because every time that I would go back there and practice, he would join me and he would say, "Look, you're doing this wrong. You're doing this. You're doing that." The kids would knock on the door, and they
Yeah.
would call my mom and say, "Hey, well, can Chente come and play? We're out here. We need one more guy." And I get up. My dad said, "You ain't going nowhere. Stay
Yeah.
right there until you learn the song and learn it right. You're not going to cheat." And I would cry and stuff. And he says, "Look, I'm giving you mad love right now, but you're gonna thank me later."
Yeah.
You
My
know, so
dad.
that discipline still lives with me today when
Oh
I'm in
yeah.
the studio, when I'm recording, or even playing with other groups. When every now and then, if I get a day off, there'll be David Farias will call, "Hey man, you're not playing tonight. Hey, come play drums with me, man. My drummer couldn't make it or something." And
That's
the
cool.
other day, I got a call from Max Baca. "Hey, can you come sing with us, man? Because the guy that sings with us is not coming." So every now and then, I love going and helping out my friends and stuff. So
Oh
anyway,
yeah.
so as time went on, my dad had passed away. About a year after that, I get a call from well, actually my mom. They called my mom, and it was this guy named Joe Martinez. Joe Martinez was a musician who plays in the church now, but he was a musician that used to play with my dad in the '70s. They had a little band called Los Chavalitos, and he had been following my career, and he says, "Hey, I think Chenta's ready to play with a real band." And I'd been practicing, and I had been, actually, what was cool was that a couple of days before my dad passed away, they played at a Christmas party, and their drummer didn't show up. So I got to play the whole night with my dad. With
Oh, wow. That
Oh
is
yeah.
cool.
wow.
And you know what? Somewhere in this box of cassettes that I have, that show is there on a cassette. I remember that. But
Okay.
anyway, I haven't looked through it, but I got so much stuff. It's crazy, man.
I can
Uh,
imagine. I can only imagine how much stuff you have.
Oh yeah.
Just
so anyway,
on
so
your,
then that happened. So then I started playing with this band called Los Tall Boys, Elio Quintanilla, who later in the '90s he had a
yeah,
couple of hits out
he
there.
had a couple hits. Yeah.
yeah, and so it was funny because I was telling the story today that I'm gonna play at here in a couple of weeks, God willing. I'm gonna play at this place called Saint Leonard's Church Hall, and that's the hall that I did my very first gig with this band with Los Tall Boys. And it was funny because on the break, the guys would go to the bar and I'd go to the playground, right?
Okay.
And then my mom would come out, hey Chente, they're ready, man. You're gonna
It's
go
time
on.
to play.
Yeah, it's time to play. So okay, I'm all full of sand and whatever, and I go play, and then they paid me. They paid me. I remember that night, and I told my mom, "What's this?" She says, "Well, that's your pay. That's She and he's like, I'm like, well, here, you hold it for me, because whatever. But later
How,
on, I come to find out that was my GI Joe money. They
nice.
told me
How much did you get paid? Do you remember?
I think I got paid like $40.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, wow.
Yeah, so and $40 back in 1985 was a lot,
And how
for
old were
me.
you? 15, 16?
I was actually no man. I was 9 years old.
Wow.
Can you imagine
Okay.
a 9 year
Yeah,
old with $40? Like,
Oh,
what are
wait
you
a
gonna do?
second. Wait a second. I heard a story that David Lee at the TMA brought you on as a kid.
well, I'll tell you what. There's video of that on YouTube. If
Uh
you
huh.
look up Tejano Music Awards 1985, and they actually won, I believe, Album of the Year that year. And actually, that my dad had just passed away. He had
Right.
passed away in December, and I think the awards were in March or something at that time. And David Lee and his father and his family, I couldn't be more grateful, man. After my dad passed, they were watching over us. They were trying to take care of us,
Nice.
and I remember David Lee's father, Tony, God rest his soul, he had asked my mom, "Hey, you mind if we take Chente to the awards just to kind of get his mind off of things,
Right.
and we'd like to have him as our special guest." So you can see when I'm very
Wow.
young, and I go up on stage when they win,
Was
and
it
then
for
but it's kind of crazy.
1392? Was it for
But
1392? What album
no,
was it?
no, no, this was way before that. This was Emilio was singing, and they won for
Okay.
an album called the award-winning Musicales.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh
Well,
Yeah,
wow.
it's a blue
okay.
cover, and David and Emilio are on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I watched all your interviews with a bunch of the podcasts, and Roberto Polillo is a big influence in your music career. Or
Well, yeah, like I said, when
Yeah,
we
they
were
kind of grew up. I mean, he
yeah.
when I
brought
was
him up.
growing up, when my dad was singing with David
Right.
Lee and them, it was just it was like religion, man. I mean, we had Roberto Polillo playing in the cars, playing in the at home, just everything was Roberto Polillo, and
Yeah.
I remember we had the jackets, and I remember he had.
Yeah.
I would try to dress like him. I have a picture, and I
This
wish I had it with me. I have it at my mom's. It's a
Okay.
picture of me and Roberto Polillo way back then,
Yeah.
and then
Hey.
and then here we are, I don't know, 40 some years later, when I did a tribute to him a couple of years ago with a
Yeah.
CD called Para el Primo right after the
Yeah.
pandemic.
You
And
did a whole album tribute,
I
didn't
did a
you?
whole album, a tribute to my favorite Pulido songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so as we're going, I'm trying to do it chronologically. As I
Okay.
as I, get, as I got in with Tall Boys, well, then they started getting busy,
Yeah.
and then it became where it was like it's going to conflict with my school, and my mom said, "Look, I think you should take a break. We need to focus on school and you graduating and whatnot." And granted, I was still in intermediate school when that was going on. So I started playing with a band called Los Medinas, and
Okay.
these guys were more of a norteño tropical band, right? But we knew each other because they were from the south side of San Antonio. That's where I'm from, and we all kind of knew each other. And so I went to go play with them, and it just opened my mind to a whole new dimension.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, I knew about Ramon Ayala, I knew about Tropical Panama, I knew about them. I
Right.
just didn't really know their music and stuff. And these guys were more acquainted to that, and it just, like I said, it just opened my eyes and opened my mind, and just gave me a whole broader vision of what the music scene was like. Not I mean, there wasn't just Tejano. There was cumbia bands. There was norteño bands. There were, and then shortly after my dad passed, we moved more south here in San Antonio, kind of closer to Poteet, right? Poteet's about 30 minutes from
Okay.
where I live. So I live about 30 minutes, about 45 minutes south of downtown San Antonio. So we moved out here to the country, as they call it, and my cousins were into Van Halen, Iron Maiden. I mean,
Oh yeah.
well, again, that's where I really, really expanded my musical vision,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
Drummers love rock.
And I just, man, I really I got cleaned on to rock,
Oh yeah.
and you know what I'm saying. I mean, like I said, I was in our household. It was always about Tejano and stuff like that, and of course, the stuff that was playing on the radio at that time. I remember it was like Chicago, Christopher Cross, and stuff like that in the early '80s and whatnot. And of course, I like that music too. But
Right.
of course, my heart was all about Tejano. So, anyways, I'm moving along. I got in with several bands. I got in, and then I got a call from. At that time, they were called Los Hermanos Farias. They weren't Tropa F yet.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
And supposedly they needed a drummer for a little while, so I went and played drums with them for a while. And there's where I kind of built my stamina, man, because those guys at that time they would play for 4 hours straight, no
Oh
break.
yeah.
And and
Wow.
uh, and their drummer Juan Farias at that time, I mean, that guy's I mean, he's a they used to call him the Hammer Talache, because he was just on it. And man, I mean, I remember after a while, I was like, man, when do we, can I take a break? Just can I take a break? But they were just, and they pushed me, and actually I have to give Joe Farias a lot of credit, because Joe Farias was the guy that actually told me, hey man, you need to sing. You need to sing. I mean, I know you play drums, but you need to sing, because
So how
I
did?
heard it in your voice. We would
Yeah.
mess around at sound check or whatever, and he's like, you
Yeah.
need to
Okay.
sing, man. So one
And
day,
what
David,
age? What age was this?
I'm probably by this time I'm like 12 years old, 13.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's still young,
Okay,
man.
so then he said, look, man, times are changing, the onda's changing. David one day got sick. He says, hey, you need to sing because David can't sing, and this is a real
Wow.
important gig. So I sang. I mean, I'm
At
nervous.
12, you sang lead
Well,
for
yeah,
La
well,
Tropa
I
F?
sang with at that time they used to do a lot of duo, right?
Okay.
They would sing together. It
Okay.
wasn't until they transformed to La Tropa F, and that David became the lead singer. And
Okay.
check
Okay.
this out, I was playing keyboards. I was
I,
playing keyboards at that time.
I thought you were always a drummer.
Well, I've always been a drummer, but at that time I wanted to see what it was like to be a keyboard player. And at that time, Juan came back in the band, and I said, "I tell you what, let me just play some keys, because I started learning
Yeah.
just here and there." And I had a good friend of mine that also passed away. His name is Martin Garcia, who was with Ram Herrera, David Mares, a number of groups that he was with, and he was also Manny Guerra's studio keyboard player. So me and him became real good friends, because I would do all the vocal guides when he would produce for Manny. He said, "Hey man, I need somebody to do vocal guides." And I was always there hanging around. And, why don't you do it? So that's where I said, well, why don't you show me how to play keyboards? So he showed me a couple of things and some basics, and I went to go play with Tropa F for about a year and a half, keyboards, which was weird.
Wow.
But I got to record. I got to record two records with them, signature records. One was called Adelante, and the other one was Right on Track. And that's when they really kicked off as La Tropa F. And then, of
Okay.
course, I got out of the band again. It was back and forth because of school and stuff like that. And I finally graduated. But before I graduated, I got a call from Gilbert Velasquez that Jay Perez was making a band.
Oh yeah.
And this was in
All right.
1993. And I said, yeah, I'd like to give it a shot. I was a big, well, David Lee's always been part of my life, and he's actually my godfather for real.
Oh
Uh,
really?
yeah. So we always keep in touch. And at that time, I didn't know how to feel, because I know that there was there was a little friction when Jay first got out of the band and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
remember telling him, hey, man, I got a call from Jay, man. I just don't want to, no ill feelings. He's like, oh, man, hey, dude, do what you got to do, man. It's all good. So
Yeah.
anyway, I got in, we made Jay's band, and I was there. It seemed like I was there forever, but I was only there 5.5 years.
Okay.
But
Yeah, that's I think the first time I saw
we got to
you was
record a
with
lot of
Jay.
records, and I still, every now and then, he'll call me, hey, man, can you do this track or whatever? And so we've always kept, it's crazy because when I was in the band, me and Jay bumped heads. And he always
Hmm.
says that we bumped heads because, I mean, I wanted to play this song, he wanted to play that song, and it was always we would always disagree on
Yeah.
stuff. But then when I got out of the band, we just became better friends,
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Yeah,
Um,
I heard you do a
but he
good.
supported me. When I got out of the band, he says, Chente, give it all you got, brother. I was there once. I don't want to see, I don't want to see you leave, but you know what? Follow your heart and do what you got to do, man. I support you.
Yeah.
He was very, very supportive in that, and I thank him for that, because coming from him, somebody like him and his experience and stuff like that, I learned a lot from Jay. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot of things in the business, and of course, I was his background vocalist too at the time.
Oh
So
yeah.
Yeah,
he
and you
showed me
wrote song. You
things.
wrote songs too. You wrote
I
Oh
songs.
did
yeah.
write a few songs.
How
Yeah.
many hits did you write for him?
Uh, hits.
or just songs? They don't
No,
all
no,
have
Well,
to
let's
songs
be
go with
of
the
the
hits.
hits
day.
first.
I might have written about a dozen for him. But the
Wow.
ones that really stick out were like "Son tus miradas."
Oh, wow.
Eres tú was a big song for us
Very.
también.
Let
Uh,
me ask you.
That's off the first CD too. That is too, right?
no, the first CD I wrote a song called "Cuando Yo Te Amaba Tanto." It was a conjunto song, and it
Okay.
was more like a B side. It wasn't ever a single or nothing like that. But we used to play it live, and people used to like it. And actually, on my 25th anniversary CD, I recorded it
Okay.
just
Oh,
because, you know.
very
Yeah.
cool.
Let
Very
Let me
cool.
ask you a question because this is something that I've asked
Yeah,
other people.
but before you ask me that,
Okay.
I don't want to leave out some of these bands that really
Okay.
helped me through my career. After Tropa F, I got in with Tiger Diaz.
Tiger
I
Albert
played with band
Albert
Alta
Tiger
Sombra,
Diaz.
and then I got in with
Yeah.
Oscar G, and then I had gotten in with a band when I wanted to go to school and be a little bit more locally. Right before I got in with Jay, I played with La Orquesta Bandango. That's known. They had a couple of hits too in the '90s, and
Okay.
so and then I got in with Jay, and then like I said, I finally made my own band, and here we are, 20 something years later. But
Okay.
Good
anyway,
for you,
I didn't mean
man.
to interrupt you.
Oh, that's
You
okay.
have an amazing career. Just
Oh,
amazing.
and it just gets bigger all the time. But hey, we had J.R. Gomez a couple weeks ago, and did you guys play with? Did he? Was it? He play? I mean, he was with Jay for a while. Were you together at one time?
Well, I'll tell you what. When I first made my band, when I decided, okay, I'm gonna make my band, everybody told me I was crazy, that it was not a good time to make a band. But at that time, this was 1998,
Okay.
and this is when the whole norteño sound was coming in,
Yeah.
like Michael Salgado and Límite and
Intocable.
those bands. Yeah, they were coming in pretty hard, and everybody's saying, man, you know. Uh, you need to sound like those guys. And I'm like, no, I don't. That's not in my heart. I mean, I'm a
Right.
big fan of all those bands that I just mentioned. It's just that, I'm more Tejano, and so, but when I made my first band, I remember uh, we played we played in Lubbock. Actually, I was playing with Jake Pettis, and we played in Lubbock. And Jr. got up on stage, and I said, hey man, when I make my band, I'm gonna call you. And so I remember when I made my band, I kept his number and I called him, and he says, "Yeah, man, let's do it." So at that time, he was living in Austin. He had already moved to Austin,
Okay.
and so he played with me for a little while. And then Jay Pettis gave him a call, so he went to go play with Jay.
Ah,
And you know what? This is funny, and I'm glad you brought that up because
Yeah.
Jr. lied. He lied to me. He lied to me because he didn't know how to tell me that he was going to go play with Jay. He told me
Oh man.
that he was playing basketball and that he broke his arm, right? So I mean,
So
it's a
how'd you
big
find
deal.
out?
well,
At
it's
that time,
obvious.
well, I mean, everybody's always,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this was before social media, before Facebook and all that good stuff. Somebody
Yeah.
said, "Hey man, wasn't JR playing with you? We just saw him with Jay Pettis, and they were showing me pictures and stuff like that." I was like, "Oh, really?" So
Yeah.
then I called him one day and I said, "Hey, how's your arm, bro?"
Yeah. What's up, dude?
And he's like, "Well, you know what, Chan? I'm sorry, man. I'm sure somebody told you already, man, but this is what's going on." And so now every now and then I'll bring it up. I'll say, "Hey,
Yeah.
how's your arm, man?" And
yeah.
we just laugh about it now, but it's all good, man. I mean,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
told me straight up, "Look, man, I just didn't know how to tell you that. I always wanted to play with Jay Pettis, and he finally called me, and I said, man, it's all good, man. That happened a few times. I mean, this
Yeah.
is, it's how do they say it? We're in America, man. You can do whatever you want. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So there's certain guys that sometimes they get that call, and it's like, yeah, I gotta go, man. So
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah, Jr's been a brother since then. Even when that happened, I never held it against him. I just said, hey man, you do what you got to do, and it's all good. And we still
yeah.
talk today, and every now and then we'll share the stage and we sing songs together and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
so
You
Jr's
guys
been
are you guys are going to be back to I mean together at for a carnival trip in February.
yes, we're gonna be
Bahamas
on the
for in
cruise. God
Paradise.
willing, we're gonna be on the Carnival cruise with the Hanos in Paradise, along with
Yeah.
a bunch of other great artists. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Hey, weren't you were here like a week or two ago up in DFW, right?
I mean,
Does.
In
I was
Dallas.
there. I was there last week, last
Yeah,
Saturday.
okay, I
We
remember.
were at
How'd
the
that
VFW out there with
Okay.
Dick Juarez,
Okay.
and
Yeah, I think that's a private club. You got to be a member to go to those. I just happened to hear about it. Oh
I,
man, Chente
I,
was
I
here.
want to say it's open to the public. Honestly, those dances. I
It
mean,
is. It is.
Oh,
I
that
mean, yeah, it
he does
is.
them every
It's.
month,
Uh,
and
okay.
it's always a great thing with Nick, man. Un saludo para Nick and all his crew, man. Those guys they always treat us very, very, very good, and we always look forward to going and playing over there.
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to know is last year you had your 25th anniversary, right? Now, you've been in the industry for over 25 years, but with your
Yeah, I was.
Oh
band is 25 years, right?
yeah,
And
this was
you threw
25 for my own band,
right, Tacanazo, right?
right?
All right. How did you get that name, actually? Well, I had another question, but I'm just curious. Tacanazo.
Well, taconazo means when you're stomping your feet when you're dancing.
Okay.
Okay, and a lot of guys, if you notice, sometimes they'll say que se oiga el taconazo,
Oh
you know,
wow.
Okay.
and so that's where that just stuck to me, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna, how David Lee has the hat,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
As the
well,
logo.
the initial idea was for us to have boots, right?
Okay.
But that just kind of never played out. But that was the whole idea. Was what David Lee's got the hat. I'm gonna have the boots on my logo. But that just never played out. But anyway, maybe I'll create something. And here we are, 25 years later, with the logo with the boots. But
Yeah.
anyway, just
Well, you got
because.
a little spur on your
Well,
logo, the
that's
Chente.
where that yeah, exactly
Okay.
that's where that comes from. So.
I thought that was pretty cool, like that. Okay, but
Well,
the
that
quick.
also explains it explains where I'm from
Yeah.
and the band. San Antonio Spurs
Spurs, yeah.
Oh
and
yeah.
Taco Nacho, right? So
Okay. Well, the question I had is that you threw uh yeah a concert. What was that? Is the Tejano Superfest last
Tejano
year?
Superfest. It was
It
kind of it was a little bit of everything because it was Labor Day weekend,
Yeah, I
so
wish I
we did
had
a Labor
gone
Day
to
bash.
that. I don't know why I didn't. Well, I forgot what happened that weekend. I had already plans, but I was so pissed off at myself that I didn't go to that because it was legendary. All the lineup that you had for all 3 days, it
We
was like,
had we had a lineup like
oh
no
man,
other, man. And I tell you what, but because it
I
was
can't think of
Labor
a
Day
better
weekend,
festival to go to.
it
Oh
was
man,
it was Labor Day weekend, like I said. So we had a Labor Day bash slash it was my birthday
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
slash it was I just at first
your anniversary,
it was my anniversary exactly. So it
Labor
was
Day
everything.
anniversary, and your
It was
birthday.
everything all together. My anniversary
Yeah,
at the band, my birthday, Labor Day weekend. So we just put it all together. That's why I said we're just gonna call it the Hano Superfest
yeah.
because we started out with 6 bands, and then we
Okay,
ended up with 30.
yeah.
And how I pulled it off, I have no idea.
And you played with how many of them?
Oh yeah.
But
Did
we
you
had
put?
we had a great time. I mean, we had David Lee, we had Jay Perez, we had Gary Hobbs, Marcos Orozco, Ricky Naranjo, Eli Diamante,
Jay.
Eddie Gonzalez. I don't want to leave anybody out. Garcia Brothers, Conjunto Cats, myself, of course, Oscar G, Raulito,
You had
Destiny and Rigo Navaira.
Iconics, I
We
think.
had Mike and the Iconics. We had Ruben Ramos. We had La
Uber.
45, Pio
Yeah,
Trevino, Grupo Magic. Um,
yeah.
I'm
You know what? Through this interview, I mean, through researching it, I did not know Ruben Ramos was also a drummer.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I did
He
not know
started
that.
out as a drummer for his family.
Yeah,
His
I did
family
not
band.
know that until I started doing it, or I forgot, and I go, oh wow.
And I know I probably forgot
Oh
somebody.
yeah,
If
because that's only
everybody,
about 15.
yeah. So I remember we had Jaime de Anda.
And
We
Yeah,
had
yeah,
Hyman.
Lázaro
Yeah,
Perez. I don't know if I already said the Conjunto Cats.
you
yeah, yeah.
did.
We had
You had
I
Roberto
tried
Poli.
to get the Hano Conjunto, all the best of, and I left a lot of people out just because we ran out of time. We ran out
Oh
of,
yeah.
there was not enough time to
You
fulfill
know
all
what?
that.
I just started thinking. Did you have any female acts?
Elida,
Well, we
yeah,
Oh,
had
Elida,
Elida. Elida.
we
Okay.
had Elida, we had Destiny.
Oh, Destiny.
Destiny.
Okay.
At that time,
I'm always thinking about Stephanie in my head or Shelly. Yeah.
I had called Stephanie, and I think she was busy that weekend.
Yeah.
But I did call her. And then Shelly had just retired. So because
Yeah.
I wanted to bring everybody together, man. I really wanted to have everybody, all my friends, I wanted to celebrate,
You
and that's why it was. And
did.
then it was only one day. It ended
Yeah.
up being 2 days.
Yeah. And
So
Roberto Polito is retiring.
Roberto Pulido, yes. How could I forget that? He
I
was there
know.
too.
Yes.
With Bobby?
No, I
No,
know.
Bobby wasn't there. Bobby was busy. Bobby
Bobby
was working,
campaigning.
was
Yeah.
getting his campaign ready.
Campaigning, got
Yeah.
it.
Oh, let me ask you this. So are you and Bobby around the same age?
I want to say he's a little bit older than me.
Okay. I was. What about Alma? Is she older or younger than Bobby?
I'm not even
She's
sure, to
young.
be honest with you.
She's younger than
She's
I
younger.
Bobby.
mean, I've known them for so long, and
Yeah.
I don't even know how old they are.
Okay. Did you have a relationship with them? I mean,
Um,
did you hang
me and
out?
Bobby, actually, I recorded with Bobby on a few albums or CDs, should I say? And actually, I toured with Bobby in Mexico
Oh wow.
a couple of weekends, and it was great, man. I mean, it was just that's a lot of people don't know that they call him the Golden Boy over
Yeah.
there because
Okay.
I mean, that's what it is, man. I mean, it's like Elvis over there. I mean, it's crazy in Mexico, So, but
How,
we would always, we not recently, but there was a time when me and Bobby spoke a lot, and we would just talk about music and
yeah.
where do you think this is going? What are you recording and this and that and the other and Bobby always had a very very interesting way of thinking and picking songs and I mean very well so man. And he became very successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did Mexico treat you when you were touring over there?
Oh, Mexico was great, man. It was
Are you-
great, especially the food, man. No, hombre.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah, they love Bobby over there.
So did you this was this okay, I know you're a songwriter, singer, a drummer, and you also do some promotion, right? Cuz I hear that some people kind of blame you a lot for not getting booked at like Memorial Day Bash and stuff like that.
Well, I tell you what. There's this thing called Tejano explosion here in San Antonio that happens every fiesta,
Yeah.
every April, right?
Yeah. Is
It's
that
like
the
the
one
last
that
week.
AB got a little trouble
Yeah,
with?
yeah.
Okay.
That's when he, did what he did,
Yeah.
whatever. But
Okay. Yeah.
um, and the thing is, and I told this on another podcast. I said, look, a lot of people get upset with me because they think that I'm the one that controls that, and I don't. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a guy that owns the business. It's called the Hound Explosion. He has a board of directors that they come to me and say, hey, look, we want this guy, this guy, this guy. And I said, okay, okay, and I'll come back and I'll say, okay, look, here's what it is, and then they'll say, well, who should we put here? And I said, well, how about this guy or that guy? And they'll say, no, I really don't like him or her or whatever. And then they'll settle on somebody. But then I get the call from good friends of mine that have called me, Chente, what's going on, bro? Why can't you put me in there, man? And I'm like, it's a lot. Uh, how do I say? It's so hard for them to understand.
Right.
It's just
Because
but I
you're
mean,
excellent.
but that's the way it is, man. Because there's a lot of festivals that I'm not even into,
You're
but
echoing.
Okay.
what it is.
I
Okay.
since we were talking about the weekend bash, I have some footage of you performing. So let me play because I just noticed when I put that up, the audio went out. So let me play this, and then I'll bring you back, and you can finish that song a little bit. Okay. All right. So
All
this
right.
is 2025 Memorial Day Bash, Chente. Okay. Let me see. All right. I stopped it for a second. Are you there,
Yeah.
Chente?
Okay, yeah.
About a minute 40 seconds. Look at I pre I watched this, and right after the recording guy, something happened, and it caused your eyes just went boom. And I want you to explain that. Maybe if you can remember how what that was.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
because I looked at it and I was going, wait a second, I want to hear this little story because you look shocked. Okay, about a minute and 40 seconds into it. Okay, all right, here we go. Sorry about stopping it.
All right.
Me gusta el vacilón, me gustan las comidas de tequila con limón, me gustan las morenas porque saben querer y una cruda rubia que sepa corresponder. Me gustan chaparritas para darle vueltecitas, también esas gorditas que bailan apretaditas. Me gusta el taconazo de puro corazón, me gusta el baile sexual, la cumbia y el saxofón. ¡Échale, échale! ¡Y que suene el taconazo! Yeah. sonreirá. Lo malo es que la cruda así te quiere matar. Paso por un área de olvidar. Ay, muchacha alegre, con gusto y beso a manejar. Échale. Oye, la emoción se pasada para todos ustedes. Me gusta la parranda, me gusta el vacilón, me gustan las comidas de tequila con limón, me gustan las morenas porque saben querer y una que otra duda que sepan no resolver. Me gustan chaparritas para darle vueltecitas. También esas gorditas que bailan apretaditas. Me gusta el taconazo, puro corazón. Me gusta el bajo sexo, la acordeón y el saxofón. Y que se abriendo las gorditas. Come on now, I see you. Buena la tequila, buena sonrisa. Lo malo es la cruda, así me quiere matar. Paso por la calle, luego la gente a mirar. Ay, muchacha alegre, con gusto y un beso a manejar. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, música del pasado.
How's your window?
All right. Okay. Did you catch yourself?
Yeah, I mean, close your window. There's an echo.
Oh, there's a win. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Do you hear me now?
Yeah. Chente, can you hear him?
Get it. Can you
Yeah,
hear? Okay. Did
So
you
what?
did you see yourself like
Can
about?
can we guess?
yeah, and I think it's one of two things. I heard he hit a wrong note on one of them,
Okay.
and
Oh,
then I heard there's every now and then where he'll just like he'll surprise me. You know what I mean? He'll
Yeah.
play something, really progressive, and I'll be like, I don't know,
Okay.
what happened to you, man? Or you eat your Wheaties this morning or whatever. But no, it's it's very rare that we're always joking around on stage and trying to have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? A
Yeah.
lot of times, like just the other night, we played. Last week we not in Dallas, but in another gig that we were at, the sound was really bad, man, and it's hard to keep a straight face when there's something going on and you can't help but just
Yeah.
go through it because you got people looking at you and people are dancing and then you got people out there like, hey, what's going on, and it's like, man, I can't help that. So, but it happened,
Yeah.
and
I, I I was thinking when I saw it a couple times, I was thinking, I said, "Oh, is that the drummer messing with Gente?" Like that
I
a little
thought,
bit.
yeah,
I thought it maybe you saw a hot girl out there that was like, doing something crazy or something.
maybe
Mira,
maybe that
mira,
might have been
mira.
it too, man. But just from what I saw, from what I
Yeah,
Yeah.
heard,
yeah.
I'm thinking that's what
Okay.
that's what we were all laughing about or making a face about or whatever.
Okay. Hey,
But
we're an hour show. I don't know if you know that, and
yeah,
Nima's got a hard 8. So, but we hit the
Yeah,
chat
for sure.
around 7:45. So we've got a few people up here. So let's see. Alfredo said, "What's an amazing career?" Yes, definitely. And he
thank you.
Yeah,
says,
yeah, for sure.
"Yeah, Takanaso is stomping your heels." Yeah, Yeah,
Yeah.
Alfredo has a group called he plays with a group called Grupo Fijo, and he's
Oh,
a right
okay.
like that.
Right on.
And
Oh,
you missed out on Luis.
Luis. Oh
Yeah,
wow, I didn't scroll all the way up. I'm sorry. Okay, Luis, hey buddy, is definitely my favorite friend. Hey, thank you.
There you
All
go.
right, Saludos a Chente. What's up, bro? Okay.
What's up? What's up?
TDK, buddy, don't interrupt. Please pay attention.
thank you.
I am paying attention. Everybody's knocking on me. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Oh, wait, this is a new one. Ghost. Okay. Hey, Chenta, it's me, Tone from Tone Custom Drums.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Good to see you again.
yes,
Is he a
sir.
sponsor of yours? Tone Undone?
Not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Hey,
There
come
you
on,
go.
Ghost.
There
You
you
got a
go,
sponsor.
Ghost.
All right. Okay, I already said this one from Fredo. Okay,
Yeah.
TDK, say, buddy, I was a Tejano Superfest. If I remember correctly, it was the first time they put a dance floor out there. Oh, you had a dance floor out there? Was it outdoor or indoor?
It was. It's an outdoor venue. It's like I
Wow.
said. That's where they have the Tejano Explosion every year.
Okay, I've
So,
never been to Tejano Explosion.
yeah. So they have it every year, and usually they don't have a dance floor. And I wanted to be different. I wanted to change it up a little bit. So they put out a, or should I say, we rented a dance floor, and it worked out very well, man. The people were having a good time.
And TDK would know because
Oh, yeah.
if you have a concert before, he's probably one of the main dancers that's always out there. I mean,
All right.
he's like dancing with probably Elida, with Stephanie, with
No, he
he's
didn't
like,
dance with Stephanie.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I
he's
danced with Stephanie. All right. Hey, did
anyway.
you have to call in a bunch of favors for that Tejano Superfest? Because I think you played with
I
everybody there.
um, Yes and no. Yes and
Yeah.
no.
They all wanted
Because
to
there's
do
a
it.
lot of times like when they will tell me, "Hey man, do this for me, man. I owe you a favor." So I had to, hey, I got that coin. I got to cash in, But I mean, it wasn't nothing crazy. It was just a lot of my friends, like I said, look, it's my anniversary. It's my birthday party.
Yeah.
It's my
I
it's
want you
Labor
to
Day.
be
So
there.
let's have fun, and that's what it was about. We were just and I should have focused more on that, more that it was so beautiful that we were all united. There was no backstage, there was no fights, there was no arguing, there was nothing, there was no tension. It was
Yeah.
just go 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 because we had so many bands, and I mean everything was so, I mean, it just happened so fast, and but everybody had a great time.
Now, you performed on Saturday, I think.
Yes.
Okay. Did you play with other groups while they were performing there? Like, did you like?
The one that did invite me up was Roberto Pulido,
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that was
and
nice.
I think that was it. I think because and there's a lot of times when I
I
don't
mean,
mind doing
Jay
that
didn't
because
ask you to come
it's
up with
cool.
them.
You know what? No, I don't think so because I remember at that time I was busy, man. I was back and
Yeah.
forth and
Oh yeah.
trying to
Yeah. Yeah.
accommodate everybody, and this and that and the other, and I just remember sitting down for a minute with my family, and Jay sent me a shout out, and he looked right at me and he just said, "Hey man, I thank you for all the years you were with us, and I
Yeah.
applaud you because you've come far 25 years later." And it was really kind of emotional for both of us actually. And so but yeah, but and I want to say that all the sets were about 45 minutes because we had so many bands, so we had to we kind of had to hurry up, but I wanted to give people more for their buck, as long as they could. But I like to go watch the band, and there's times when,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's okay every now and then to go and sit in, or when they call somebody up or whatever. And the other band that I hadn't mentioned yet were the Desperados. They were there
Oh
too.
yeah. That's
Oh
right.
wow, yeah.
Yeah. It was a
So
killer lineup the
I
whole
don't want to I don't
weekend.
want I don't want Mike and Lee to call me like, "Hey man, what's up, man?" But
Yeah.
anyway,
Uh,
but they're cool, man. But like I said, it's cool to go and see a band, but I want to see that band. I don't want to see uh, uh you know some guy sitting in for 15
no,
20
you know
minutes. Like,
what?
hey,
You're selling yourself short,
You
bro.
are, because you are
Because
good.
no, I mean,
No one's gonna be disappointed for you.
yeah, you're an added cherry there, man. Anytime you sit in with anybody, because
well,
it's
no, but I'm just saying, like for me personally, like that's why, like, I mean, like Roberto Pulido called me up just because it was the kind of a surprise. He had told somebody, "I'm gonna surprise Chente, I'm gonna bring him up," and on that CD that I paid homage to him on the Para el Primo CD, we
Uh
did
huh.
a song together called "Amor Ingrato," and it was a single for a little while, and a lot of stations played it and all that. But that was always my biggest dream. One of my biggest dreams was to do a duet with Roberto Pulido, and it happened. So
Yeah, that is
we
cool.
did it live. We did it live that night.
That is
So
cool.
that was cool.
That reminds me of another story that you on your okay, is it the 25 CD from last year? This it's do you have another CD that's out now, or is that
No, that's the last one
okay?
I did.
Well,
I've
that
done a couple of singles, but with
yeah
other people or whatever. But
did
yeah,
I heard that you found the guy that had the master of your one of your dad's songs and you
yes,
remastered it for this
yes. That
CD,
actually what happened there was I was putting my stuff together for my first record,
right?
and it was close to my mom's birthday, and I said, you know what? I actually found this guy who owned the masters of a couple of songs that my dad had recorded with David Lee.
Right.
And so I called him up. I met with him. I bought the masters from him. I took them to my compadre Gilbert Velasquez, and he said, "Look, we can make this work, but we got to do this." So we had to go to another studio, transform tapes, and do
Mhm.
this transfer tape, should I say, and make it work so that all the tracks were he was able to revive all the tracks, including my dad's voice, and I was able to add my voice on there,
Oh,
so that
that's
I could
cool.
sing, so I could sing with my dad.
That is cool.
Didn't you get also some of the original players that
Well,
musicians that play?
It was David Lee and his family. I mean, it was David Lee, his dad, Wowie, the sax player, Oscar, uh, Adam on drums, and Richard on the bass, and those were the guys that played on that record. And they came and redid
Came
their
back in.
tracks,
That's the Mexicano. Yeah.
Wow, that must have been
so it would sound newer.
yeah, that must have been pretty special for you.
Yeah, it was really special, man. It was really cool.
Yeah. All right. Let's. I know we have some more
Update the chat.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Luis says, "Nice music clip, Chente." Yeah. How did you like the music clip?
What's that? I'm sorry.
The clip that I showed. How did you like that?
Oh, that was great, man.
Okay.
We don't play that song a lot. And Muchacho Alegre, that one was on our second album, and we don't play it a lot. And I want to say somebody asked for it. That's why we played it that night, and that's why I think there was a couple of wrong notes here and there. But you
Okay.
know, we got
I,
to it.
I
When they request, they give you money. Hey, like gives $100. Hey, we play the song. How do you get a? How do
That's never
you
happened. But
determine? Oh, really? How do you determine what somebody requests? Because that could kill your set.
yeah.
I'll tell you what. This past Saturday in Dallas, they asked us for two songs that we hadn't done in forever, man. And I remember telling the guys, "Hey, I remember this one." And they're like, "What?" Yeah, let's do it. Let's just play it. So same thing. There might have been a couple of wrong notes here and there, but for the most part, I think I got through it. I remember the lyrics and all that stuff.
Okay, nice.
As long as I'm okay, I'm good with it. Because there's times when, man, I make up lyrics if I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'll start making it up, and every now and then somebody will look on stage like that. That's
Yeah.
not how that
Or,
song
or
goes.
yeah. Sometimes
We're-
people, artists, they can't remember the words. They take the mic out, and let everybody else try to sing it.
yeah.
Sing the words.
I'm human. I make mistakes, so it is what it is.
All right. Okay. God, there was a question I was going to ask. I completely
Well, go to
forgot. What it
chat.
was. Oh, wait. I do remember.
Go to
Because
chat.
I was going to, if you want, I had footage from that, the Memorial Day Bash. Stephanie recorded a music video at that time. Her latest music video, it was from that concert. And if I'm a big Stephanie fan, and I had tons of footage of her, and if I had known she was going to do a music video based off of that concert, I would have told Stephanie, you can have all the footage I want. So if you want some footage of yourself, because you don't have music videos, well, I think you had
Yeah, we don't
one.
have a lot of videos, man. We've never come around to it for some reason. We did a couple of home videos, and then we did the
Yeah,
DVD with Q Productions about 10 or more years ago.
yeah.
But as far as music videos, yeah, we've never really
You did
done
that.
anything.
You did that one with
One
Johnny
day,
Hernandez too.
one of these days, I plan
Okay.
to catch up with all that, but we'll see
All
what
right.
happens.
You did
Well,
that
I'm
music video with
offering.
Johnny Hernandez, right?
Yeah, you did one with Johnny Hernandez.
Yeah.
Oh,
A
that's
music.
right, with
Yeah,
Johnny. That's good.
yeah. And so I'm offering it. after this, you can send me your email, and I'll try to send you the footage I have. So, if you
Cool, man.
want to remaster it, add it into something else, you can. I'm offering that to you if you want
Okay,
to,
I appreciate that, man.
because Stephanie didn't tell me, and I was like, I could have given you all this footage that you could have used, and all
Yeah,
that. So that's why I wanted to see if you, how did you like it?
of
Okay.
course, yeah.
All right, let's see. Hey, Mart. So I was out there myself, TDK. You're correct. It was the first time. Mart is a regular on the show,
The
but
dance floor, yeah.
yeah, and yeah, he was
He probably
talking
has
about.
a picture with you. To be honest with you, he's that much into.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
yeah, he probably has a picture with you, Chente.
it
I know he
says.
does.
Luis said, "Yes, I like how Alfredo plays in the Grupo Fijo band. Amazing career with Grupo Fijo band." Okay,
Okay.
sometimes they talk to each other on our chat. All right,
That's
let me
something.
Yeah.
see. Okay, Mart says, great to see Chente on here. He's an awesome human being. Had a few combos with him
I
before.
told you.
Yeah, thanks to my good friend Mel, who introduced me to him a few years ago. I don't know who Mel
Cool.
is. Okay.
That'll work.
Let's see. TDK was MPAB is good. See, I see they're just talking to themselves. Yeah. Okay, okay. Here's TDK says, I've heard Chente is a Tejano historian. He definitely is history.
Yeah, for sure,
Yes.
man.
Okay. I'm enjoying the interview. Also, mad props to Chente for helping out, doing duets with him and coming artists. All right,
Cool,
cool.
man.
All
Thank you.
right. Uh, let's see. What time is it? Because Nemo's got a hard.
I have the hard stop. You can keep on.
Okay.
You have a
Well,
plethora of information. You only got halfway, not even to your career, kicking career here.
no joke.
His history right now is
Okay.
just
Let.
amazing,
All right.
amazing, bro.
Okay, I want to thank Chenta because I didn't realize this that he's actually on air on KEDA in San
Ken,
Antonio.
jalapeno,
Yeah, yeah.
KDDA, Radio Jalapeno, and I gave it
Benavides.
a name. I gave it a new name. I call it the Green Machine,
Okay,
um, just because it's been around for 66 plus years.
yeah.
They were the first Tejano radio station uh, here in San Antonio, and I mean, they've always been super cool with all the bands. They don't have a policy where it's like, well, you can't come in here. Your music's not good enough or whatever. They give everybody an opportunity to showcase their music and what they do. And for the longest time, they were asking me, hey, why don't you do a Tejano show? You got a lot of history, you got a lot of that. And we were talking earlier off the air.
Yeah.
I always wanted to put a internet station together because I've been on more than 500 records, CDs, projects,
That
whatever you
is
want to call it.
crazy.
And I've always wanted to do a station where they play just that music, or where
Yeah,
I
I was
play
gonna say
that music,
Chenta.net. Yeah.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Your
and
name
so
carries a lot of weight. Just
Yeah.
FYI, it does, man.
I mean, everybody from Jay Pettis, of course, for David Lee, Ram, Gary, David Males. I mean, the list goes on.
Oh
I mean, one
yeah.
of the biggest records I did was with Intocable. I sang background vocals on the Sueño record. Jennifer Peña's first record, I performed on that one. There's just so much history there,
How
and
about Selena?
I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
How about Selena? Ever do anything with her?
I tell you what, man. The biggest regret. I I,
Mm.
I played in Houston one weekend with Jay Pettis, and a couple of friends of mine said, "Hey, man, let's get together. Let's stay the night. We'll go do the town, and we'll do this and that and the other." So we did that. When I got back home on my answering machine, it was AB. He said, "Chente, I'm in town. Can you cut some vocals for Selena's new record?"
Oh
Well, I
wow.
wasn't there,
Oh
so
man.
I missed that opportunity. It would have been on Amor Prohibido actually. So
Oh,
Oh
and you
man.
have a
it was like,
pager back then.
and actually, I don't know if y'all know this, but Stephanie Lynn did some of the background vocals on that. So when
Yeah,
you hear the
yeah,
beady beady bum bum, that's Stephanie Lynn.
Oh really?
yeah.
Well,
Yes.
That I knew.
this guy had a crush on Stephanie.
Oh, come on, man. Come, bro. Stop. Just stop.
Yeah,
But
Stephanie
anyways,
Lynn was on my show back in the '90s. I don't know if you
yeah.
know, but I had a show.
But stuff like but I never got to record on a Selena record, but I did play at the Selena Vive in on for Univision.
Okay.
It was I think they were celebrating their 10th year anniversary, and they had all these artists come from all over the world, and very honored that Abraham chose me as the drummer for that whole show.
Oh wow, what a great honor.
Badass.
So yeah,
Badass.
so
Now your show, it's called
Taco Naso. It's a
Takanas
Taco Naso Tuesday,
Tuesdays.
and
Okay,
the reason it's called that is because, of course, Taco Naso me, and
right.
then Tuesday, but Tuesday,
Yeah.
TWO, because it's
Oh,
a Super Tuesday. So I play two songs from the same artist back to back.
Okay, I was going to ask you how. What it's from what time to what time? From
It's
seven
from 7 to 10 p.m.
to 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
that's on
7 p.m. to 10 p.m. every
1548.
Tuesday, and you can catch that on kdaradio.com.
Okay.
Okay. And so your format is you play. Yeah. Do you talk? Do you tell stories in between the
Um,
songs and stuff, or is it?
Sometimes I do. I don't like to get real carried away with it. But I mean,
You should.
something comes to mind, but I play everybody. I don't just play the stuff I recorded. I play everybody. I mean, like I've never done anything with Los Palominos. I play their music. I play La Sombra, La Mafia. I play, I mean, I try to play, but like I said, even if I play like Grupo Mas, I did a couple of things with Grupo Mas, but I don't necessarily play the stuff I recorded. I just, because to me, I mean, I'm doing the GJ thing, but as a fan, because
Yeah.
there's so much music out there, man, that I think that doesn't get enough props, and that's those are the songs that I play. I play a lot of B sides. I play a lot of stuff that might not have been a single, and so that I just have fun with it.
Good
Yeah.
for you,
Yeah.
man. Good
You
for
you
you.
had a story. Okay, Nemo, you can leave if you want to.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Hey,
right. Don't worry.
it's been an honor talking to
Nemo,
you,
thank you,
man.
brother.
Very,
Good to see
Okay.
very
you, man.
much. We
What
appreciate you,
I
and I
Sir,
apologize, but I have to go see my mom. She's 93 years old. So
it's
Yeah.
all good,
yeah.
man.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
y'all.
God bless
So
you.
I just have a couple questions, but we would love to have you back again, and
Yeah, we
anytime
can
you
do it,
want
man.
to.
We'll do part two.
Oh, most definitely. That's why we like to keep it cut to close to an hour, so there's
Yeah.
you give us, what's that saying? Always leave them wanting more, and stuff like that. But you had talked about doing a podcast, and I think you would be an excellent
Well,
co-host.
I mean, yes, I did, and like I said, I had talked to
And this is before
Eddie
Bumper.
Hernandez
There's
a long
a
time
Rock and
ago.
Roll
Now,
James and all that.
yeah,
You
I mean,
wanted.
well, I had talked to Eddie Hernandez. If he's watching, un saludo. I had talked to him way back before anybody had come on the scene, and as far as doing podcasts and stuff like that. But it was really early, and like I said, man, life happens, and I mean, just he got busy, I got busy, and we just kind of kicked the can down the road, and I just really didn't focus on it because I mean, there's a lot of time that goes into it and stuff like that, and so then um, I got this thing on the radio going, and I've had guest artists come on like David Lee, David Farias, Jay
Oh,
Perez,
during the show too.
Marcos.
Okay.
Yes,
So you have
every now and then
guests.
I'll have a guest DJ with me, and one of the last ones I had was Jesse Turner from Signal, and
Okay.
we just talked about music and what he liked and the stuff that was going on in his career and stuff like that, and that's basically what I do. We talk about we don't talk about like, hey, well, how did you start and this and that. No, we don't talk about that. We talk about you know. What kind of music does he like? What does he want to hear? I remember Jesse Turner at that point said, "Hey, you know what? I want to hear some old school David Lee, because I grew up listening to this and whatever." So it's just stuff like that, man. Like I said, we have fun with it, and we just, and the big picture is to promote and preserve Tejano music. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I do this show
yeah,
to record
it's just great.
Tejano history.
I
So,
applaud you and all the other guys that have podcasts out there. I know it's a lot of work. It's a
yeah.
lot of time
Dedication. Yeah.
dedication, exactly, man. So, and I'm trying to, you know, pick out music, write music, keep the band going, getting gigs on the phone with the
Oh
promoters.
yeah.
Um, I'm trying to do the internet station, then run the radio show on Tuesdays. So I'm all over the place, man. But
Yeah.
somehow, some way, we make it happen, man. And I'm just glad that I thank God for allowing me to do that and give me the strength. And I thank my wife and my family for the support. I thank everybody, all the fans, especially for supporting the music and keeping it going. And hey, man, we're not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
here and I'm living proof that this thing is strong and like I said, I'm gonna keep doing it until I can.
Yeah. Hey, do you guys put a camera in the studio?
You know what, man? That's another thing that I never.
You should.
All the sessions that I've been part of, I've never had a camera. Even even those
No, but
little.
like a podcast camera. You should
Oh
do
yeah, no,
like
no,
a
not
webcam.
no, man. I mean, not really. I mean, no, there's
You
really
probably
nothing.
should.
We
Yeah, like
should
when you're
start
doing
doing
it.
it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when you have an interview, because I don't know if you know Pancho Pistola.
yeah. I just
From
talked to him today.
Okay. Well, I know sometimes I don't listen to him all the time, but when I do, I catch him on Facebook, and he's got like a webcam on. I mean,
Cool.
it's going on all the time. And I said you could do that for like 3 hours, just have it streaming live,
Yeah.
and then you could also record the history with the
Well,
interviews and stuff
I
like
thought
that.
about doing that for my radio show. I don't know
Yeah,
about
that's what I meant for
I
your
don't know
radio
about
show.
all the copyrights and all that good stuff with the music. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, you could. Well, since you're with the radio, I think it would cover. I
I
mean,
don't.
you'd be under the same umbrella.
I've never tried. I mean, maybe there's something to talk about. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna leave it right there
Okay.
because I want you back, and we'll
Okay.
have more.
We'll schedule another day
Oh, definitely.
hopefully in the new year sometime. And like I said, thank you so much, man. I mean,
Are you working on some new music now?
I am as we speak. Yes,
Okay.
Yep.
And when do you expect to have that out?
Man. I'm hoping to have it by March, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. Are you doing EPs? Yeah, I said we're gonna quit
You
and
know,
stop asking you questions, but I keep
I,
doing
I
it.
I'm not a big fan of EPs. I just
Okay.
feel that we should give the fans more, but then I
Right.
see that everybody's doing it, even in the mainstream.
Yes,
You know,
that's true.
even in the mainstream. So maybe that's what we need to do. You know.
Yeah. They normally do an EP with a music video.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, you should put yourself out there and have more music videos and
Yeah.
stuff like that, or start
We'll
having
work on
already.
that.
Okay. Hey, you know Lawrence from DJ Endio? He does music videos. So,
Oh, okay.
man, talk
Right.
to him. I'm sure he'll give you a good price. He
Yeah.
does. I think he did like 20 music videos for different artists, like last year or the year before. I can't remember. He's always busy doing stuff like that.
Right.
But I really appreciate being here. I'm looking forward to the next time you come here. And
Thank you, man, for this opportunity. And like I said, we'll come back to Tejano talk. And I like the slogan. It's Tejano time.
it's always Tejano time.
It's always Tejano time. There you go.
Okay. All right. And if someone wants to get a hold of you for bookings and stuff, they just go to
They can go
your.
on they can go on my website at
Okay.
ChenteBarrera.com.
Okay.
And
Oh, that's easy.
we have a little deal there. You can just click on it, and it'll give you all the info.
Okay. And most social media you're on is probably
Yes,
mostly like Facebook.
Facebook. I'm not big on Instagram, but I'm
Me either.
I'm an old school kind of guy, man. So
I'm not even on Facebook. This is only on
my kids get
YouTube.
on me all the time, like, Dad, you gotta update, man. You gotta modernize, and I'm like, well, Facebook's good enough for me, so But
Okay.
yeah, I'm on Facebook at of course Chente Barrera. There's also a band page with Chente Taconazo. But
Okay.
like I said, I do a lot of my bookings and stuff like that through the website. So
Okay.
you
All
know, you
right.
can follow me there.
Okay. I really enjoyed my time. Help me close the show. I'm your host, Oraldo, for It's Tejano Time.
My name is Chente Barrera, puro taconazo.
And you've been listening and watching Tejano Talk. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you.
Thank
All right.
you.
And broad.